if we would be kind enough to bow our heads. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to come before you. We thank you for yet another day. We thank you, O God, for this precious time in you. I ask, O God, that you forgive each one of us for our sins. We ask, O God, that you bless this meeting tonight, O God, that it is prosperous in you. Father, we ask that open doors come about us, O God, new knowledge, new information. We ask that fellowships and partnerships come into place, O God. We ask tonight, O God, that nothing shall come against this place. Let every weapon that's been formed against it to be prevailed not at you, O God. We thank you for each and every soul in this building. We ask, oh God, that every individual, Father, leaves this place with more than they came with tonight. We thank you for each and every person that is on the board. We thank you for the mayor, each and every representative, Father. We thank you. We ask you that you bless them. Give them even more wisdom on how to run this city, oh God. We thank you for the knowledge in them. We thank you, oh God, for placing us before them. Now, God, we ask that you have your way. For it is in Jesus' name that we do pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Gregory. I will now call for any additions and deletions to the agenda. Alderwoman Cooper.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to delete 8A, old business, interlocal cooperation agreement for the collection of taxes between Conway County and County Spring.
Okay, for a bit of discussion on that, the reason we are deleting it, we called for it to be tabled. This is our interlocal agreement for tax collection from the county. We had some issues with the interlocal agreement with the interchanged use of town and city. And we sent it back to the county so that they can make some clarifications and make sure that they had us as either town or city. We have not received that back, and so we've removed it from the agenda until we get that back from the county. Are there any other additions or deletions? Is there a second? Alderman Palacios?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, we didn't need a motion there, we were both sleepy. A motion to approve the agenda. Alderman Palacios?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda with the amended changes, Mayor.
Alderman Lockman?
I second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We will now approve our consent items, the draft minutes of the April 24, 2023 work session meeting. Alderwoman Cooper.
I make a motion that we approve the draft minutes from April 24th.
Alderman Palacios.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. And we will now move on to our public comments. We will begin with Miss Regina Zadu, or Thompson Zadu. Hi there. I love her energy. She's always excited, always happy.
Hey everyone, thank you. My name is Regina Thompson Zadu. My address is 200 Scarborough Street. And I'd just like to take this time out to thank each and every one of you all for your commitment to moving Spring Lake forward. I know you don't hear it often. We got a long way to go, but we've come a long way, and I thank you. What am I here for, you say? I am here, I'm representing the Spring Lake Senior Citizens Club, the Spring Lakers, and we have a number of our seniors that are interested in community gardens. And I guess what we were possibly looking for is possibly some donated land from the town of Spring Lake at some point. We've had this discussion some years back about it. It was kind of hyped up at that time, but we got some seniors that really said they would like to us to start growing some vegetables and fruits and et cetera. So I'm coming before you to ask the possibility of some donated land that the town owns that we may partake in community gardening. And with that being said, that's it. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. Next we'll have Ms. Frederica Sutherland on our interlocal agreement.
Good evening, board and our
evening.
citizens of this great town of Spring Lake. I see it's been removed, but I had a couple questions for the 24th meeting of the interlock corporation agreement and collection tax between Cumberland County. You stated that, is it a town or city? We've always been a town for one thing, and as well as Mr. Palacios asked a question that I'm kind of asking as well. And then you said it was going to be a savings coming back to the town of $20,000. How does this affect the citizens? We pay 70 cents per $100, one of the highest paying taxes community in this area. So with this being said, with it going back, was this completed? What's their tax collector at the building downtown? Have they looked at it as well and said that it's gonna be $20,000 coming back to the town? Or how's this working? It says $20,000, Mayor Anthony stated that it was based on the town paying through the finances by what the town is currently paying, and matched that up with what the town was supposed to be paying, showing $20,000 cost savings. So when it says cost savings, how does this affect the citizens since we are paying those high taxes here if you own property? You know?
I can't respond to public comments.
Oh, so, well, I've stood up here prior, even with the town asking for the town to be clean. When you first started, I want to applaud the town manager and the workers and the citizens to get out there and clean up the town. So, never got to respond back our letter, so for future reference, if I'm asking a question or anybody else, can you get it back to them in writing so we can get the answer? Because it is the citizens' business, and I think the citizens should know exactly what's going on with their tax dollars. Again, thank you, and you all have a good evening.
Thank you. All right, we will move on with our presentations. Agenda item 7A. We ask for Dr. Gregory to return to the podium for Handy and tell us a bit about your program.
Good evening again. I'm Dr. Renee Gregory, and I'm with Handy. Handy stands for Health and Nutritional Development Empowered Through Education. We have been here in Spring Lake. We're at 12254 Highway 210 South. That's where we're located. And basically what we do is we feed people. I'm sure a lot of you have seen us throughout the years. In the beginning, we were at Big Lots giving out food during COVID every week. And now we do it from our location here in Spring Lake. And it's the second Friday of each month. I'm sure you know that the lines are so long and people have been truly blessed, but I wanted to, I had spoken with the mayor, and I wanted to let the city know exactly what we do, so that way you guys would know. Because if there's anyone that needs anything, we'd be more than happy to make sure that they have what they need. So I've already introduced myself, who we are. I told you who we are. We're Handy. What we do, we feed people. We teach people how to, we empower them on cooking better, eating better, healthy benefits. We do cooking classes with healthy food that we receive. We're in partnership with the Food Bank of Central North Carolina, as well as Feeding America, as well as 7 Starbucks here in the local area, 4 Papa John's, 2 Chick-fil-A's, 2 Panera Breads, 2 Chipotle's, and we're in partnership with Mount Air Farms, and we're working on partnership with Tyson. So we're constantly getting in food. Also here lately, we're in partnership with Sheets and Fuquay, so they give us food. And obviously what we do is we constantly give out food every day. We have a community food pantry, which is open Wednesday through Friday. I have my hours there on the brochure. We also do a monthly, as I said, the drive-through food giveaway, and it's really simple. People just drive up and they get the food, and they don't have to get out of the cars. We already have stations all packed up, and it's just in and out, in and out. We do that once, sometimes twice a month. It depends on if I can get a second truck, but we always do it once a month. Again, it's the second Friday of each month, which will be this Friday. Where we do it, as I stated earlier, at our location, 12254 Highway 210 South. Why we do it? Because people are hungry, and we understand that the only way that we can help to secure those that are food insecure is to ensure that we do something to help them. But we just don't want to give out canned goods. We're not into just canned goods. We believe in teaching people how to eat healthier, which overall impacts their health overall. So that's what we believe in doing. The mission statement for Handy is let us help you stay healthy. Again, we're not just giving out food just to be giving out food. No, we want to empower you on how to eat healthier and how to make better choices. Because the food that we give out is all healthy food. We give out proteins, we give out fresh fruits and vegetables. We're in partnership as well with St. Andrews, the Gleaner Society, so we get fresh vegetables each and every, at least once a month. I get fresh vegetables straight out of the garden from the food bank in the summertime, at least every week, every Wednesday when I go up there. So we really focus on the healthy food, not the sodium, not the preservatives. We focus on the healthy food. I told you who we are. Our leadership. The Chief Executive Officer is my husband, Dr. Marvin C. Gregory. My husband is also Apostle Gregory, because where we're located is Teach All Nations Ministries, that's our church. So for Handy, he's the Chief Executive Officer. I am the Chief Operating Officer. I'm, as I stated earlier, Dr. Renee Gregory, and we have a Chief Finance Officer, Angeline Harris. We also have board members. We have about 20 different board members, and they do the voting on what we're going to do next and things of this nature. What we do, as I stated, we do the monthly community drive-through food giveaway, the community food pantry, which is open 3 days a week. We provide fresh fruits and vegetables. We partner with local organizations. We educate on health and nutrition, and we do a lot of fitness. We have a 30-day fitness coming up in June, where we do fitness with people, anyone, all individuals are invited, whatever, and we do it for 30 days. We monitor your baseline when you started, and then to teach them how to get to a reasonable and an attainable weight, or just to reduce their BMI, or whatever it may be that they want to do, whatever the goal is, we work with people to try to get their blood pressure down, to show them that, first of all, you have to start checking your blood pressure and understand what foods impact your blood pressure as well as diabetes. So the whole scope, again, is to ensure that people are eating healthier and so that they can live and have a better quality of life. Again, we educate on social wellness. We are in partnership with the Public Health Department and NC Cares, United Way as well. We do a lot of training with them. They come out, they educate individuals on mental health and things of that nature, because it's the overall health that we focus on. Again, like I stated, we educate on physical wellness. And my husband and I both, we are retired military. Who I'm retired Army, he's retired Air Force. We won't hold it against him because we love him. But both of us are physically fit. We work out, we run, we do everything. So leadership starts at the top, and that comes from our military training. So we believe in teaching people and empowering people that you can be physically fit. There's no excuse for you not to be. When do we do it? The community food pantry hours of operation are Wednesdays, 11 to 6. Now, this is when someone could just walk in and they just come and they just get food, okay? Wednesdays, 11 to 6, Thursdays, 11 to 3, Friday, 11 to 3. The community free drive-through food giveaway, as I stated, is every second Friday of the month from 12 to 5:30. We take it all the way to 5:30, sometimes to 6, because we're cognizant of people that work. Because believe it or not, people who work, they still need food as well. So we don't cut it off at 2 or 3 o'clock, because there's people who need food. The cooking classes and all that training, I'm trying to get the cooking classes back into swing. We were fully into the cooking classes until COVID. Of course, we had to shut down. So now I'm trying to get that back online. We have a chef at Teach All Nations, and also for Handy, and that happens to be Paulette Mills. She's a culinary specialist, she's a chef. So what she does is, while I'm teaching the classes on healthy eating, for instance, we'll get, let's just say, avocados or eggplant. And we focus on demographics within this city. So we look at what is the populace here. The populace, if this week we're gonna focus on Hispanic Latinos, we look at the foods that they tend to eat. We look at the diseases that they tend to have, as well as African Americans and Caucasians. So we train and educate and show them that there's a different way, if you will, to prepare collard greens. You don't have to have fat back in them. And a lot of times when they look at these, they're like, wow, this is different, I didn't know that. To most individuals will go into a supermarket, if you will, and they'll look at an eggplant and like, no, I don't want that. It's only because they don't know what to do with it. And so we educate them and teach them. She prepares the meals while I educate them on the health benefits of it. After we educate them, then they eat. And they're like, wow, this tastes good. Yes. Then we send them home with a little sheet on how they can prepare it, as well as an eggplant for them to prepare. So it's all about empowering people. Where do we do it? As I stated, here in Spring Lake. Why do we do it? As I stated, good nutrition, it is so important for good health, preventing diseases as well as healthy growth and development of children and teens. However, sometimes a food insecure household isn't always able to choose healthy food items, unfortunately. They'll stop at a kangaroo and get a bag of chips, and that's not healthy. So what we're also looking at with Handy is to start having food trailers, a mobile food trailer to go within, because I'm doing research on here in this area in Harnett County, the areas, if you will, that don't have sidewalks, that don't have grocery stores, the food lines, the Walmarts, whatever, very close to them, and looking at the population there. So to take our trailer out there, set it up, have fresh foods for them, and then that way they can come and receive foods instead of going to a kangaroo and picking up a pack of chips. Also, foods which are unhealthy, as we know, can lead to toxic stress, poor nutrition, and chronic diet-related disease, such as diabetes and obesity. That's another thing. If we can teach people that you're not going to lose it overnight, it's okay. But if you just stay focused on it and pay attention to what you're intaking, then once they see results, they get excited and they change their way of eating. In turn, these chronic illnesses can worsen existing disabilities as other illnesses or result in inability to work and increased health costs. So we look at it where if you spend the extra money, if you will, on a pack of spinach, then you don't have to spend as much on hypertension medication, possibly. You could, genetically you can't beat your genes. However, you can prevent certain diseases just by being cognitive of what we take in. So again, I thank each and every one of you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for giving us this venue. I thank you for allowing us here in Spring Lake for years to give out food. And some of you, as I said, know of us, some of you don't. But I thank you for having us here tonight. And I thank the mayor because, like I said, she and I spoke a couple of months ago. And I said, okay, we're ready to come out, if you will. Like I said, I'm a soldier. I stayed in the Army 38 years. So for 2 or 3 years, I was in the foxhole, if you will, with Handy, doing all the legwork, coming up with all the partnerships and all the connections and building it up. So now Handy is able to run. So now it's time for me to get out and do the networking. So that's why I started communicating with her, because it's time for us to let the people know who we are and what we do. So if you have anything, and what we're looking for volunteers would be very nice that can come, and like this Friday, the second Friday of each month, we get a huge 16 to 18 pallet truck that comes from the food bank, and we break it down into different sections of food, and the truck normally comes about 11, then we start giving out the food about 12:15, it just depends on how long it takes us to break it down, the pallets, and then the cars come through, but we need help with the, at the different stations. And so we just make a day of it. It's so fun. We can also use the help in our community food pantry on the Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. And it could be anyone that wants to volunteer. We also could use help with, if there's individuals here tonight that know of anyone that, like for instance, if you have someone that you know that works at, let's say, Smithfield, and you could help us to get chicken for instance, or sausages, or whatever it is, then we can work together. And we're 501c3, so it's a tax write-off for whomever, and we can work together. Or we're always looking for monetary donations because it costs for us to go and get this food. And right now, we're just kind of, trusting God. And He's been good. He's been good. But the reality of it is that we have to go to the gas pump. We have trucks that go out. We have individuals that go out, they volunteer, they pick up at night from Panera, Papa John's, Starbucks, Raleigh, everywhere to get food. Way out to Lumber Ridge to get the chicken. So God has been good. He's opened up the doors for us to get the food, but we would like to have the community to help us to continue to help you all. So if you're interested in volunteering, or if you know of any type of place where you can help us to get any type of food, that would be wonderful. Or if you know of anyone that would like to donate into Handy, I would be more than happy to communicate with you after this. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much. Dr. Burnett, before you left the podium, I just wanted to commend you for your efforts. It takes a lot to do the logistics of just doing a food distribution, but to connect food distribution to wellness and total wellness, that's a different level. That takes it to an entirely different echelon, because now you're not just attacking food insecurity, you're attacking health disparities, and that in itself is huge. So I just wanted to thank you, your husband, your staff, your volunteers for the continued work that you've been doing for our town, and whatever we can do to help. My door is open, my phone is on. Give me a call. Let's go ahead and do what we can do to continue to not just teach a man to fish or give a man the fish. We are teaching them to fish and then teaching them how to cook it too. So that's awesome.
I would like to say, Mayor, I would like to say that since we spoke, I connected with Carly. Oh my God, it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
So Carly, I've been sending the flyers each month to Carly, and she puts it out on your web page or something. But we saw the increase. We already have lots and lots of cars, so we didn't need we didn't need people, okay? But still, we want to be a blessing. So once she posted it that one time, and it's been every month since, the cars it's just crazy. So I don't know if the police chief is in here, I'm not
He's right
sure.
there behind you.
So because we've contacted you all, and you guys have come out and helped us, because they're way down the street, and I mean, it's really, really, ever since Carly posted it, and because we asked people when they drive up, how did you hear about us? And they said, well, it was on our water bill. I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, it's on our water bill. So it has doubled since you guys have helped us. So you have helped us already. And if you can continue, sir, to help us, because the traffic it's really bad now. And it'll be this Friday. So afterwards, I would like to speak with you to see what else we can do, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Wow. Dr. Gregory, that's on you live in Harnett County. You said the residents said it was on their water bill.
Yes, that's what they
Okay.
told me, that they see it on their water bill. Because I said, well, how did you know about it?
It was Facebook or the website.
That's what they said. But I tell you, whatever it is, it has doubled. It has doubled.
That's awesome.
And every month it keeps doubling. And I've only sent it to her, maybe 4 or 5 months? Maybe? And it's just getting larger and larger. The food is not the issue. We're not running out of food. God has blessed us where the food is coming in. But it's the management of the cars on 210. So it's a safety issue now.
Thank you so much for what you do. I'm gonna reach out to you after this, because I have a few resources, and also maybe some resources to help you get the food out to the people.
Awesome.
So I'll reach out to you after the meeting.
Thank you so much.
And if you have any more of these brochures, please feel free to either leave them on the table or out front. You did already? Awesome.
Carly.
Thank you. All right, we will now move on to 7B, Memorial Day Event 2023. Miss Deborah Clyde, did I see her? Oh. I was looking for you in the audience. And this is our Military and Veterans Affairs Committee Chair.
I am no longer the chair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had elections last.
Oh, wow, please make sure we get some introductions to us.
This is Mr. Armand Karam, and he is the commander of the American Legion Post 230. Did I say that right?
Okay, awesome.
And he is the new chair, but I'm just gonna go ahead if it's okay with you.
You do the memorial, I've got other stuff after you.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So, on May 26th, that's a Friday, at 11 a.m., we would enjoy your presence at our Memorial Day ceremony. It will begin at 11 a.m., and it will be at the Veterans Memorial Park at the corner of Main Street and Ruth Street. Our mayor, Kia Anthony, will be our keynote speaker this year. And I do have some black and white flyers. My printer is old. So if you would like them, I can.
Please.
Okay. Would you want me to leave those
We
there?
can just give them to Bernard.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Madam Mayor and board, and as Deborah stated, I'm the new chair for the Veteran Committee.
Congratulations.
We've already gotten started. I'm gonna steal a little bit of Alderman Lackman's thunder for a little later on. We are planning a service day for veterans. Right now, the tentative dates are the 4th and the 5th, and that depends on how many VSOs we can collect to come down and help us. I reached out to
For the bid,
November.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm trying to check my notes while I'm reading. It depends on how many VSOs that we can collect. Right now, I talked to my post veteran service officer. He is also a volunteer for DAV. They've got 5 service officers that said that they will be able to attend. I talked to Commander Kennedy at VFW Post 9103. He's saying that he can get the state VFW VSO down here. And I intend to contact the American Legion State Veteran Service Officer and see how many he can get. The next one I have is actually for American Legion Post 230 and for Spring Lake. I don't know if you're aware, but the Army no longer charters Boy Scouting. There's one scout troop and pack left on Fort Bragg, and they're about to lose their charter. American Legion Post 230 has accepted their charter, and we will have the only Boy Scout and Cub Scout pack in Spring Lake.
wow, that's awesome.
Now, on the 20th of this month, we're gonna have our Memorial Day ceremony, so we're not interfering with a dozen other people that are doing it. We'll be retiring our flags at that time, but we're also having a celebration. We'll also be having a celebration, a potluck dinner. Everyone's invited.
Yes.
It is in honor of our 73rd anniversary as an American Legion here in Spring Lake.
Wow. 73rd, Spring Lake is only 72. That's pretty cool.
We've been here longer in Spring Lake.
Absolutely.
And that's all I have for you. Any questions?
Alderman Thompson.
You said the 20th of May, at what time you did?
That's gonna be at, we're gonna start that at 1600.
16, and that's gonna be on Manchester Road, correct?
That's gonna be at the American Legion on Veterans Drive off of Manchester Road.
Oh. That's the one where they make those breakfasts?
No, that's the VFW 4542. That's on Pine Knolls. We're off of Manchester.
Yeah.
They did.
I don't want to, they used to cook breakfast there. And, I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But when we were firemen, we used to get our Sundays, and you could eat for like $4. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong.
The building's been underwater since then.
Correct.
But we are starting to do monthly meals, and once we get our kitchen back in order, we're planning on starting breakfast.
Alderman Lackman?
Mayor, thank you. Ms. Clyde, I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you for your time as the chair. And it does not mean that she's leaving. She's still remaining on Military Veterans Affairs as a member, but I just want to recognize you for your time as being the chair. And, you know, coming out of COVID and starting this up again, we are making strides. We are going forward with things. We're planning events. We're doing things. So for that, I want to tell you thank you. And sir, you've got some big shoes to fill, and we're looking forward to you as the incoming chair on what to expect. And if we've got anybody out there that would like to join the Military Veterans Affairs, that would like to come and see what we're trying to do and where you can help, come on out. It's the fourth Tuesday of the month, 6:30 here, right here in this room. Thank you.
Thank you to Ms. Clyde as well. I think that deserves a round of applause. Alderman Cooper?
Thank you. I want to thank you both for your service to the military and our country in this town. But I want to take a point of personal privilege. Yeah, I'm actually shocked to see Ms. Clyde here because she has a grandbaby, Harrison, who's going to be a fellow Taurus. He is due any minute. Yeah. Last update was 5 centimeters, right? Yeah.
Mom's at the mom and dad are at the hospital. So I'm not needed for this part. I'll just do the spoiling later.
But still, I just, you know, I know it was a lot because I'm sure you wanted to head up the road. So thank you.
And congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you all.
May I know I'm out of order, but if y'all will be patient with me. I spoke to you the other day, and is it okay with you if I go ahead? I don't know what to do.
Oh, yes, please.
I want to give kudos, very public, very loud kudos to the fire department. In my backyard, I have one of those little metal burn pits that sit off the ground. They're in code. They're in code. And it got a little bit smoky, and the fire department happened to be going down Duncan, which is right around the corner from my house. They saw the smoke, they came back, they checked us out, they double checked they made sure everything was okay, they double checked the ordinances, and they were wonderful, awesome, polite, respectful. I just have to give them kudos.
Aw,
Thank you.
Isn't our public safety amazing? We got praise and singing for police and fire, completely unexpected. That's amazing. That's awesome. That's genuine commitment and love for our community. So thank you guys. Great leadership. Awesome. So we are now moving on to another good one. Agenda item 7C, the introduction of our new Spring Lake police officers. Are we excited?
Good afternoon, Mayor and board members. Tonight, I want to formally introduce the new police officers from Lake Police Department. As y'all are aware, over the last several months, we had vacancies. Of course, over the last 2 months, we were filling some of those vacancies. Slowly but surely, we're chopping away at it. Want to thank the General Manager, Mr. Williams, for his support during that time. And tonight, I'm happy to introduce some good officers.
Awesome.
First, Mr. Causey, step up. Come on up here to the podium. Cordell Causey, of course, he spent approximately 20 years in the United States Army, medical, retired, and after he got out of the military, he wanted to continue service to his community. So he went to Police Academy last year, of course, graduated, and of course, came to see me at the police department. So I'm happy to have him on board. Of course, he's in training. Hopefully, the next couple of weeks, he'll be out. So I'm glad that he'll be a part of the Spring Lake Police Department. Next, Paul Paulos. Front and center, sir. As Mr. Causey, Paulo is also a military. Spent 4 years in the military, got out of the military, pursued his criminal justice degree, and at that point in time, he got interested in police work. Went to the police academy here in Fayetteville Tech and graduated last year. Him and Causey went to class together. I had the opportunity to go out there and speak to that class and was able to recruit 2 good officers. So,
Awesome.
Paulo. Next, we have Malik Passmore. And before y'all ask me, yes, he is over there. And just like the other 2 fellow employees, he is also prior military. So he spent a stint in the military, and once he got out, of course, he wanted to pursue his passion as a police officer. So he came down to Spring Lake to see me, and of course, gave him opportunity. So Malik Passmore.
If we could, can we get you back, Charlie? Will you get a picture of all of them with
I
you?
got one more. I got one more. Yeah, sorry. I got one more.
Awesome.
Next, Antoine Hurt. Yeah. Miss Hurt, well, she got a background in law enforcement. She got approximately 17 years in law enforcement. Of course, she's not military, but she can bring a lot of experience. And of course, a lot of information for us to share here in Spring Lake Police Department. So her last 10 years has been in the capacity of detective. So she's been an opportunity to be a detective here at Spring Lake Police Department.
Explain his outfit. Cute. Now we can get a picture. Okay.
Where you want the picture from?
Yes. We can come right across the front right here.
Okay, all right. Yeah, come up, take a picture.
We need to speak a 5-minute speech from each of you.
No, yeah.
We need them before or after.
Thank you.
Like, the seal's right there, the flags are right there. Good idea. Board coming in? Yes. Y'all need to squeeze in. Tell them like you like each other. I know, me neither. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome.
Good to see you, sir. Nice to meet you. I hear that.
Oh, that's so good. Big welcome, huge welcome, and I know the residents are really happy to see this happen, because they've been asking for, more police presence, which is really good to see that we've got 4 new officers. That is huge. All right, we will move on to agenda item 7B, some fun times to Yard of the Month. Alderman Palacios.
Thank you, Mayor.
You are welcome.
So, we kicked back Yard of the Month since the spring came up. And so Yard of the Month is the opportunity we have to recognize our neighbors for maintaining and upkeeping their property that obviously makes Spring Lake a more attractive place. So we honor and recognize our neighbors for that. So if you're here today, you are being named, please feel free to raise your hand or stand up. Okay. So Lakita and Carlos Person. And I know they're in the Deerfield subdivision. Steve and Dillmore.
Awesome.
I'll hand this to you in just a second. I'll hand this to you in just a moment.
Lake Tree.
Miss Johnny Gaines, Lake Tree, okay. Miss Johnny Gaines.
Willing way.
That would have been Miss Sutherland's nominee. And Mrs. Troy, Patsy Troy. Patsy Troy. All right. So let's give them all a round of applause. We thank our neighbors and Mr. Dillmore, if you want to come on down. Get a picture.
Ms. Sutherland, you're the appearance committee chair.
Yes.
Would you like to join them for a picture?
Lake Tree.
No.
Congratulations. Give you a prop to hold up.
You gotta get the missus in there.
She did all of it. Wish I got your name on there then. Congratulations.
Thank you
very
so much. We applaud congratulations that take care of the yard. That's awesome.
I'm
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
She just said good job.
Thank you. Yes, we
Thank you.
really appreciate that.
She did it.
I
Awesome.
wanted to also make mention, Mayor, that there is an individual who has been nominated twice but has not been able to accept it. That's Marvin Lackman.
Oh, yeah.
Our nominating committee for this, two separate people have nominated him now. And he's presenting a reason why. He's cheap. So we are not and we will not give him an award, him and his wife who do all that work, but
Recognition.
honorable mention.
Yes, awesome. Our local rosarian who has the most beautiful flowers in Cumberland County. They're awesome. You should smell them. It's like perfume.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And congratulations, Alderman Lackman. All right, we'll now move on to agenda item 8, new business. We have case number DEB 000523, consideration for the reconstruction of Building 5 and Lakehurst Apartments Complex, previously approved by the Board of Aldermen in 1987, located at 139 Waterway Drive. Mr. Portman, please join us at the podium, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, Chris.
I don't really have a presentation or anything like that, just because of what it is. It's just an administrative case that needs to be reviewed by you all, the board, and it's signed off by the town manager as well. But if you have any questions, I can try to answer them as best I can, and the owner of the complex is here as well, so he can kind of answer any questions as far as that goes.
Could you, talk in the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you say that again?
Oh, I said I don't have a presentation for this as I would like a public hearing rezoning or anything like that. This is just done administratively, so staff has reviewed the apartment complex, make sure it's compliant with the Spring Lake codes and all that stuff. You all would just be the ones to essentially approve it instead of either us or Ms. Lynn or anything like that as the town sign off. You all look at it and then the town manager would sign off for approval. But I can answer any questions you all have, or the owner of the complex is here as well.
Mr. Williams?
If anybody's confused on this, this is the one that actually burnt down, and all they're doing is replacing it. I just want to make sure that y'all understand that's what it is.
It's not a whole new complex, it's just one
It's just
building.
one building, they're putting it back in, which would look great, because, it's got that big hole there, and it always looks kind of crazy to me. Yeah, it wasn't our fault it burned down like that.
Alderman Cooper.
Do we need a motion right now? Is that what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve, case number DB0005.
Is there a second? Mayor Pro Tem?
I second.
Any discussion? Alderman Lackman?
Thank you, Mayor. As I look through here, they're looking to build back to what code, what standard?
So if everything, it would not be to 87 code standards. Everything new would have to be into today's code standards that's being built. So everything that your code requires today would have to be built today per those standards.
Okay. Is there a presentation or a drawing of what?
I have the plans here if you would like to look at them. I don't know if they're in your packet or not.
I saw the
Little one?
Yeah, the little.
I have 24 by 36 size plans if you'd like to look at those as well.
I will, yes.
You want to look at right now? or-
Please. Before I vote, yes, I'd like to look at it. The little ones are kind of hard to see.
I'm guessing it's consistent with the other buildings there. Is that true? Yeah, hard to be consistent. Not gonna be a mirror match.
Can you come to the mic, please? Sir? Sir, could you say it in the mic just so we can make sure?
I put you on the spot, I'm sorry.
The buildings are gonna be similar to what's existing. I can't get exact.
Yeah.
It's a neat code, so, they have strong spaces, which is gonna be slab on grade, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you rebuilding.
Some of the upgrades on this one, there will be a sprinkler building. The other ones are not. Because, you know, they have to. So we got, there's a lot of upgrades for safety on this. It's really, it's a good fit for us.
Yeah, it's a lot more costly than.
Yeah, it is. I didn't want to bring that part up. That's you.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, the motion's on the floor. All in favor? Lisa? She second. All in favor? Aye. The vote is unanimous. Motion carries. Thank you for rebuilding that apartment complex. Awesome. We will now move on to agenda item 8B, the resolution 2023-5, application for the North Carolina Department of Commerce Rural Transformation Grant Fund, Rural Engagement and Investment Property Reviving Main Street. So what we are doing with this resolution, it was a resolution that was attached to our Rural Transformation Grant that we are going to use to revitalize Main Street. We are right now positioned or applying to receive $478,000 for this revitalization grant. This is a reoccurring grant, so we can reapply for this grant continuously so that we can go through the several stages of Main Street revitalization. But there was something that happened while we were in the process of writing this grant that I think deserves honorable mention. As you all know, we are under local government control. We have been for since October 2021. Well, and so while we were writing this grant, we needed to get approval from the LGC to apply for funding. Well, not only did they give us approval, but they gave us a glowing letter of support that I would like to read to you all tonight. It is mind-boggling, and I am so ecstatic and so proud of the team here in Spring Lake for the work that they have been doing over this past 2 years that has turned this town around in record time. So this letter is dated May 1st, 2023. It says, "Dear Mayor Anthony and Board of Aldermen, we are writing in support of Mayor Kia Anthony's application for the town of Spring Lake for a rural transformation grant. The town has been under financial or fiscal authority of the Local Government Commission since October 5th, 2021. The LGC assumed control of the town's finances at the time when cash was decreasing and the Local Government Commission had concerns as to the town's ability to pay existing debt services. Since assuming control of Spring Lake's finances through the LGC, through its staff in the state and local government finance division of the Department of the State Treasurer, that's SLGF, has worked closely with the new mayor and several new aldermen that were elected in late 2021. The newly elected officials have established positive expectations for the town staff and have done so in a transparent manner. The SLGF has worked with staff and fiscal contractors to improve the town's budget discipline and business practices. The town is in a much better fiscal position currently than it was in October 2021. We are working towards a late but anticipated positive audit for the town's finances for the year ending June 30th, 2022. The audit is expected to be complete by late summer 2023. The town's board and staff are enthusiastic in making improvements to the town's downtown area. Grant funding for the downtown revitalization will enable the town to revitalize Main Street, advance initiatives that will build capacity and assist small businesses and support economic growth. The town's officials and staff, with the assistance of the SLGF, are capable of administering, managing, and reporting grant funds if awarded. We are supportive of the town's application and will assist them as needed to ensure the successful oversight and completion of this grant-funded project if awarded. Sincerely, Sharon Edmondson, Deputy Treasurer. I think that deserves a round of applause. This letter was submitted with our grant application, so keep your fingers crossed, get on your knees and pray, send up some positive energy, but we need your support and making sure that this goes forth. We are super proud of the diligence and discipline that our staff has amidst trial after trial after trial and a pretty vicious audit committee. And yeah, I'm talking about these two right here. Pretty vicious audit committee that has been very diligent. The staff has been very willing to make sure that we are doing things the New Spring Lake way. And it is being recognized by the local government commission, and that is huge. So thank you all for your continued effort and support and commitment. We are moving Spring Lake forward in the right direction. So what I am doing is I would like to entertain a motion to ratify the resolution that went along with our grant, saying that the board approves of us moving forward with this grant. So if you would like to entertain a motion, Mayor Pro Tem? I'd like to make a motion to ratify resolution 2023 file application for North Carolina Department of Commerce Rural Transformation Grant Fund, Rural Engagement and Investment Program, Reviving Main Street. Alderwoman Cooper?
Thank you, Mayor. I want to second that motion, and I also want to thank every single person who had a hand in bringing us here where we are today, to allow us to receive that letter from the state local government finance, because we have been through a lot, and I think we have shown them we are doing the work, and we're going to continue to do the work. So I do want to thank you, and I do second that motion.
Awesome. That was a discussion, huh? Any discussion? Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The vote is unanimous. That is awesome. Y'all, this Main Street project has got me so excited. We got murals coming up. We're gonna have some planters and trees and benches, and that's just the beginning. New street lights, new signs, like. So Main Street residents, please be prepared. I'm gonna be knocking on your door because I want all of your input. That's residents, business owners, those that are on the side streets. Main Street needs to be the heart of our community. And all of the residents there, you have a say-so, because we're gonna be in your front and maybe in your backyard, you know, with some community love, community engagement. So we really need you to stay close to this grant, stay close to what's happening, and be prepared to give us your greatest, wildest, biggest ideas, because Spring Lake is a diamond in the rough. We look like coal right now, but the pressure is on. Awesome. Okay. Agenda item 8B, resolution 2023-5. That's the wrong one. We're on 8C, creation of the Special Events Advisory Committee. This is another huge thing. And if you look through your agenda packets, this is something that myself and staff have been working on for a little while now. So we want to standardize the way, we are doing events, hosting events. As you know, our rec center is now managed by Cumberland County, and so we want to make sure that we are meeting the standard that they have set forth, as well as the standard we have for Spring Lake. There should always be order in everything that we do, and so I would like to formally create a committee that's going to orchestrate all of our special events, any events that are going to happen on town property, private property, and rec center property, all have different standards, and we need to make sure we get them all in line. And so I have included in your packet a draft of our special events management form. And so this form will be reviewed by the committee. The committee should be comprised of police, fire, and that's all in here. It should say, you have documents on formulation as well. Okay, so our application process, and this list was worked together with Erica Brady. She is the Cumberland County Parks and Rec Director, and there's a list of steps that the town should take. The good thing is the county has given us pretty much full control over the way we manage events in Spring Lake. Of course, because they can't, with us involving police, fire, medical, there's restrictions when you're crossing a municipality, so they have given us full autonomy to control our events here in Spring Lake. If the events are approved, then payment will go through the county, but we have full autonomy to approve or deny all events that happen here in Spring Lake. So again, I wanted to go ahead and formalize the committee. So I have put in your packet some example policies and permits. I used Fayetteville again because they work the most closely with Cumberland County, and we want to stay within our county our limits and restrictions. So that's in there for review for staff, just as an example. And there are also there was some here. It's a lot of pages. So our special events committee will be comprised of police, fire, planning, streets, I'm looking for my notes. Okay, it's all in there. Police, streets, fire, trash and maintenance, medical, solid waste services, vendor parking permits, and the health department. So our inspections department will be involved, as well as county services, police, fire, and streets, to make sure that we are in compliance. So if the board is open to this, I would like to go ahead and get a consensus to allow staff to formalize this committee. We would have to update our committee application form, because right now it has the senior center and Parks and Rec still on it. So if we could take that off and add the special events committee, if you guys would like to go ahead and create that. So I'll entertain any discussion at the time. Alderman Cooper?
Thank you, Mayor. My question is, has this been looked over by the attorney yet?
No. So once if you guys want to move forward with it, we'll send it all to the attorney, and then manager, planning, streets, all the other police and fire, they will get together to formalize the event planning, event management form, any policies, ordinances, making sure everything's in compliance with our current ordinance, and continue the communication with Cumberland County, so they'll know that we've got this orchestrated and they can kind of take a step back. Any other discussion? Okay.
So we're just doing a consensus?
Yes, just a consensus.
Well,
So I'll take the consensus of the board. Are we all in agreement to create this committee?
Yes.
Awesome. So, manager, Mr. Manager, if you could, if the ball's in your court now, we can go ahead and get started on formalizing our special events advisory committee. This is huge because with this whole Main Street movement, we are looking to start our first Friday on Main. We are in a position to where we can now move forward on that, and we need a really energetic, vibrant, and imaginative committee in place, rigorous and diligent as well, to kind of manage all of the great things that we're going to be bringing to our community. So thank you guys for this. It's up to you. Awesome. All right, agenda item 8D, our Veterans Day event 2023, Alderman Lackman.
Mayor, thank you. To the members out here in the audience, prior to COVID, we had an event here that brought as far away as Texas to come here and participate in a Veteran Service Day, in which the VSOs were here to assist those transition military members, those that needed assistance with their VA claims, all the way from Texas, came here to Spring Lake. And so what we're looking at doing now is to have another event. We're looking at put a few dates down here, but I talked to Mr. Lewis over there at the Parks and Rec, and it looks like Saturday, November 4th, I'll be probably one of the first ones to kind of work with this, get this going. But we're looking at holding an event here. So if you know any VSOs that are willing to come here on a Saturday, we're gonna do it from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and assist those veterans that need assistance, need help, filing your claims, updating your claims, getting those ducks in a row so that they can go ahead and file those VA claims to just get back in the system, get things working for them so that they can tend to things. But right now we're looking at November 4th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. over at the Recreation Center. And again, for those that have contact with VSOs, please come see me afterwards or get with me so that we can try to make this an event that will service all of the veterans in this area.
Awesome. And VSOs is Veteran Service Organizations, just in case. November 4th, 9 to 5 at the Rec Center.
Yes, so it's the weekend before Veterans Day.
Awesome. So, I just want to, speak on that event that happened before. It was phenomenal. It was really, really good. So thank you for bringing this back. We do have, a 20% veteran population out here. So to bring resources for them is exactly what we should be doing. So thank you for spearheading that. That's awesome. Okay, is there any discussion for that?
Mayor,
Yes,
real
sir.
quick, that is the Military Veterans Affairs Committee. That's not Marvin Lackman. That is the committee.
The humility on this board is just unmatched. Awesome. All right, we will now move on to 8E, my mayor's report. So, it's been a busy past 2 weeks. There has been several events and training sessions and speaking engagements and the fair. So, and I know I'll let my fellow board members expound more on our torch run that we just had this past weekend. Myself, Alderwoman Cooper, Chief Spillman, we all were able to attend a human trafficking event that ended with our police chief linking up with our district court, Superior Court Judge Tony King, and they are going to work together to bring some training back to our public safety about a community about identifying human trafficking. One thing I did not know is that Cumberland County is one of the highest human trafficking spots in the nation. And so it's a very, very serious crime and a very, very serious issue. And we want to make sure that we are covering Spring Lake as well to protect our kids, protect our women, protect the vulnerable from this atrocious crime of human trafficking. The event was really, really powerful. So please stay connected because I know our great police chief will be bringing that training back here for the residents and staff of Spring Lake. We also, myself, Alderwoman Cooper and Mayor Pro Tem Chadwick were able to attend City Vision. This was that last weekend before last. It's been so much, y'all. That's where we were, 25th through the 28th. This was a phenomenal training. We got to bring back some great training for the board, 10 keys to effective governing board oversight, and this is about managing and sustaining financial management for the board. So these conferences are extremely important for us to go and get training on how to effectively run our town. It's not just the training for us, it's also resources. We are able to sit amongst hundreds of vendors that are all directly connected to every facet of municipal government. So we can go back and get these resources, bring them back to our manager, packs and packs of business cards of all the fun things that we got to see. We should bring them all the trinkets too. I've got more water bottles and squeeze balls than I can ever imagine. But we get to bring those resources back to the town and start moving forward with some much needed updates, upgrades, and being able to envision the future. So that's what City Vision is for. It definitely gave us some vision and some direction and some amazing connections. And I always want to acknowledge the additional work that our board is putting in. I would like to recognize Alderwoman Sonia Cooper, who was elected to North Carolina Black elected municipal officials for the North Carolina League of Municipalities. It is a affiliate organization. And she is now the elected secretary. So let's give her a round of applause for that. She is also on the League of Municipalities Board of Directors. So we are not just working in our community, we're working for our state to bring resources back to our community and allowing our experience to connect with other elected officials so that we can help bring change to them and they can help bring change to us. I always say it, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So thank you for going far together. We also at City Vision, we are a military host city, and I cannot wait to get you into all of this information. Again, we were working together with the North Carolina League of Municipalities, and I'll let Sonia expound on this a bit more because she was working behind the scenes. Again, it's good to have people in high places who can work for you and advocate for you, but she has been advocating to the League to create a military host cities council. So myself, Alderwoman Cooper, and Councilwoman Kathy Jensen on Fayetteville City Council, all with some other state or local elected officials from across the state. We want to bring our military cities together so that we can advocate together at a state level for our veterans, for our soldiers and active duty soldiers and their families. So this is a huge, huge move for our community, for Cumberland County and other military cities to now have a voice to advocate at the state level for them. And Alderwoman Cooper was instrumental in, applying pressure to the board of directors. But they were really excited, and they see the need across our state, especially for a military presence, representation at the state level. So that also happened while we were at City Vision. So thank you again for that. And I believe that is all of my updates. Oh, wait, lunch with the mayor is, what's it called? Let's talk lunch.
Yeah, let's talk.
With the 25th?
4th.
4th.
Oh,
Thank you.
at Kennedy's.
24th at Kennedy's, 12 o'clock. Please come out and have lunch with me. I'll buy you a sweet tea if you want to have some conversation. Yeah, that's it. No food. But come out and eat lunch with me and let's talk. This is your chance to just talk to me. I want to make sure that I meet my community where they are. Sometimes it's hard to get up here. Sometimes it's a bit intimidating to come up here. But I'm just a regular person. I'm just a regular community trying to work hard for my citizens. And I cannot do that if y'all don't tell me what's going on. I'm only one person. It's only 6 of us. And it's only 86 staff. So that's still not enough to reach all of our almost 12,000 citizens. So if you want to just come out and have lunch, come out and tell me what's going on. Let me know when your trash isn't being picked up because, yes, I need to know these things too. Let me know if there's something going on that you just want the community to know about. It's not just for you to come and, bash us because we are trying to work. Although it's welcome, we accept constructive criticism. But we want to hear the good things too. Give us some feel-good stories. We like to feel good too. So I just want to encourage you to come out and just have some conversations. That's Kennedy's, 12 p.m. the 25th? I'm so grateful for these two. And that is all I have. So I will pass it off to Mayor Pro Tem. Okay, I would just like to expound on city vision. It was very, very insightful. As a new board member, sometimes, it takes a lot to learn everything that goes on with government. And so we've been able to attend city vision, not only renew my vision, but also my passion that I have for my town of Spring Lake. So I was very excited to be able to go to learn because it is needed, especially when you're doing a job of this magnitude. So I was glad to be able to attend, and I'm excited about what I can bring back to this community. This is a very exciting week. This is Teacher Appreciation Week. Appreciate you. This was started by Eleanor Roosevelt. She urged Congress in 1953 to support teachers. There's a need to recognize teachers. The job that we do, we're social workers, we're parents, we're doctors, we do it all. And please, take time to thank a teacher. Have your child make a card, send a thank you note, send them flowers, do something nice for a teacher, because you know what? Not only is it our job to make sure that your child is educated and make them grow, but it's also our job to be passionate and kind and respectful. The job that we do every single day, it takes a lot, and we give a lot. So make sure that it's nice to be, it's important to be nice, but it's more, what is that saying? It's nice to be important, but it's more importantly to be nice. That's what I'm trying to say. And please, especially if you have a child in school, think about that teacher, because we give a lot, mainly out of our own pockets as well, which we don't mind because we love the job that we do. I know I do. Also, I want to talk about EOG. Next week, our babies will be taking the EOG test. It's very stressful for them. It's not easy for them. So on May 17th, 18th, 19th, please make sure they get a good solid breakfast and enough sleep. Okay. Another thing that I would like to talk about was I had an opportunity to attend on May 4th, the Cumberland County Schools feather ceremony. It was so insightful. I had never been to one. This was the second annual feather ceremony that they had been done in Cumberland County. They recognized 98 Indian students, and they was given a prestigious feather that it talks about the feather represents honor, and it's very prestigious. You know, so when you get it, it's not something you just lay down. This feather represents determination, and they had a very beautiful ceremony. And most of the students, out of the 98 students, I know more than half of them were awarded one-year scholarships to Pembroke. Okay, so I want to make sure that all of our babies know that this is available to them, especially our Indian students, because a lot of them don't know that we have this program, especially for them. So I was able to represent the town of Spring Lake and show our support for that. Okay, thank you so much.
Excellent.
Alderman Passos?
That was good.
That was great.
Love the passion. Anyway, we do have our appearance committee meeting on this Wednesday at 4 p.m. in this room. So if anybody's interested in coming out, please feel free. One of the major topics for that meeting is going to be the mural, the art mural that we're putting up downtown. And the committee has selected their artist and has selected their art. So the artists will be at that meeting, and they'll be submitting their actual piece of art on a small scale of what they're going to be putting on the building on Main Street. And we are going to also discuss the committee to present that art to the rest of the town and the town board at our next meeting. And so if that schedule works with the committee, then they'll be doing that at our next coming meeting here in May. But that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
That's exciting. It's hard to follow up. We're getting our first mural on Main Street. That's massive. Awesome. Alderwoman Thompson.
Yes, I would just like to thank everyone that came and participated or either helped setting up for the torch run. And if I'm not mistaken, Chief, are they still selling the t-shirts?
Yes, they still
So you
sell.
can still, if you didn't get a chance to buy one, then you can still purchase one. And then also Cops in Conversation, what day is that?
25th.
The
Yeah.
25th at 6 p.m. right here in the town hall. And that's all I have.
Awesome. 25th and the 26th.
Yes.
Or did we say
The
24th and 25th?
25th.
I 24th. I probably gonna be there. Both of them, just wasn't both either. So I don't know.
And I have one more thing to add. If you, would like to attend, and bring a guest to come and speak with the cops and, just have fellowship with the, with the police officers and get involved in the community. Thank you.
Absolutely. Alderman Lockwood?
Mayor, I got 4 things.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And Carly, let's start off with the first.
Oh, goodness.
That one. Okay, so everybody out here, we brought the Military Veterans Affairs Committee back, and one of the first things that we did, we chose to honor, what we were looking for was the oldest veteran that was in Spring Lake that we were able to identify. VFW 9103 had identified Sergeant Major Charles Miller as the person that we wanted to recognize. We brought Charlie in here during Veterans Day to try to honor him. He upstaged us. EMS had an opportunity to check him out, and we brought him back a second time in order to honor him. And up here, there's me, that I was able to stand behind, or stand next to a legend, Sergeant Major Charles Miller. And as the Military Veterans Affairs, the American Legion was able to present a blanket to Charlie in reference to that. Charlie passed away this past Friday. He had a very dignified, honored ceremony at Sand Hills Veterans Cemetery. Lots of special forces, lots of his brethren that were there. So afterwards at the VFW 9103, they had a dinner. Charlie was such a giving man. Charlie paid the tab for everybody to drink free that night.
Wow.
And spaghetti was his favorite meal. And so Charlie put money on the books so that everybody could have a spaghetti dinner, and drinks were on him in order to celebrate his life. Not his death, but his life. And so, for that, Charlie Miller, you were a heck of a guy. Served 24 years in the Army as a Special Forces, lost one of his legs, went back, still got his airborne, continued that, retired as a Sergeant Major, was a lifetime member of the VFW, a member of the American Vets, member of the American Legion, a member of the Disabled American Veterans. What hasn't he done? That guy was amazing. So that's the first thing there. Second, here's some more good news story that the Reclamation Church today went to Overhills High School and paid the lunch debt of approximately 150 students.
Wow.
Pastor Rob, Reclamation Church, you all are doing great things out there. We appreciate that. That probably meant a whole lot to these almost 150 families that their lunch debt was forgiven. So, things are going great here. Carly, let's move on to the next one.
I love it.
I love it.
And, Rob Miller was in that picture.
Yes, he was. All right, so a lot of times I talk about cleanup, and I tell you what we did and how much we picked up. We got one of our workers that helped us this past weekend. Raise your hand, sir. That you got your hand. Okay, so between him, Luz, and Kim.
That's my wife and daughter.
What's that?
That's my wife and daughter.
Yes. And so Alderman Palacios and Alderwoman Thompson, you can see up there that the 6 of us, we went out and cleaned up 26 bags of trash. That accumulated 700 pounds of trash. Now you all. And if you look over here in the bottom corner, you can see the trees. There is 15 bags of trash that somebody put in between Post Street, 4th and 5th Street, And Chief, I do have the name, I'll be glad to give that information of the individual that is dumping trash in our town. You know,
Oh, good.
I do encourage you that if you all see this happening, if you all can safely take a picture, text it to me, send it to someone here. We will get it to the police, or get it to the police, so that these people can be identified. But in this cleanup that we did, we worked on Odell Road, we did 5th, 6th, and 7th Street, O Street area, and then we went out and worked on 210 North. We worked all the way out to Fit for Life on the other side as you're heading towards Wilmington. We saw many people going to your gym. It's on to the fourth thing, and my last thing, is the Memorial Day event. Is on the 24th at 11 a.m., Veterans Park, up there. Everyone is invited. We'd love for you all to come out.
Awesome. I love these feel-good moments. Thank you guys for your work. This board is amazing. Alderman Cooper.
Thank you, Mayor. So, I started this off of, Mayor Anthony's desk. She was, invited by Federal Cumberland Economic Development to attend East Carolina University's Research Economic Development Engagement. And this is her certificate. I believe, was it a all day one?
Yes, it was.
All day. So this will help us bring resources. So, you know, she's working all the time. I think she didn't answer my call that way. Also, we adopted a container policy, the donation containers. Since then, because we've reached out to all the owners in Spring Lake proper who have containers, 2 have decided to remove theirs, and 1 is following through with the paperwork, so they will maintain that container properly. Yes. Also, yes, we did go to City Vision. Those people went to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock. When all the willing and dealing is done till 1 in the morning, so, you know, they left me. But, we did get a lot accomplished, like as she said. The Military Host Coalition was originally just 5 military host cities. But, my fellow, my fellow NCBMO board member is from Leland, and they have Sandy Point. Supply Delivery, I think it's called. So they have military presence in their community, and they were not a part of this. So I said, we need to make this more of it needs to be a full affiliate of the league. Because with the benefit and the backing of the North Carolina League of Municipalities, which is over 540 cities and towns, with their backing, we can get more done for our veterans, or we can get help with funding and things like that. So that is why I pushed that through and worked towards getting us to be a full affiliate with the North Carolina League of Municipalities. Mayor Anthony didn't say that we also went to North Carolina Black Alliance on Friday the 28th, where Mayor Anthony was one of the speakers. She and State Representative Price and State Senator Applewhite and the mayor were on a panel to discuss navigating the local government commission. So she did that, and then we also attended the dinner that night, and the keynote speaker was Representative Justin T. Pearson from Tennessee, the one that was ousted from the state legislature and reinstated. He was an awesome, dynamic speaker. It was a packed, sold out event. My organization, Community Heartbeats, we had a food distribution up in the Big Lots parking lot on May 6th. Also, I am in the works of trying to obtain a $1.2 to $1.7 million grant to tutor our students here in Spring Lake. We're hoping to have it at my home church, which is Bethel and Zion on Bass Road, and it will pay everyone who tutors the children. I know, Mayor Pro Tem Robert Chadwick knows about it. We used to have it at Manchester. Our children need it. Only 23% of our children in Spring Lake are proficient. And I didn't say, I said they're not proficient. I want y'all to hear that. Right now, only 23% of our children are proficient. So this is something I've been working towards for a while. And I'm hoping that we can get that grant and we can help these children succeed in school. And I want to thank Alderman Lackman for spearheading the cleanups. I drive around and I just love looking at Spring Lake. And then, you know, I think it's going to encourage Fort Bragg to do a little bit more. And I want to thank Chief. He's got the people working. I mean, we're really working like a well-oiled machine. So any staff that are here, I want to thank you all for your hard work and dedication and for putting up with us, because I know we asked a lot. So thank you.
Awesome. I would be remiss if I did not give a big shout out to our mayor. She was named to the North Carolina Mayor's Association, so I want to give her a big shout out and a big hand. I love these people. Mayor Chief.
Mayor Chief.
Mayor
I ain't taking on that.
Mayor Chief, please.
Just a few things. I know you guys, as anybody's in town, I can see that there's business owners in town, there's people that come through town, there's citizens in town. Just when you start to drive around, you see the hard work these workers we have been putting in. And they really have. They have been really on it. They're cleaner, it looks better, everything is really jiving. So some of the things that we did to help them was get them some of the stuff that has been needed for years, especially in the street department. You'll see that they have new mowers. Now you can see them when you see them on Main Street, you'll see them, or not on Main Street, but all through in each street, you'll see the new mowers they have. They got 2 brand new mowers. They ended up with a new roller, so all these bumps that we're running over should be starting to get fixed. So that's really just great stuff. They got a new backhoe to start fixing some things, which I saw working the other day with Tim back there. If anybody really want a tough job that you don't know what they do, go work with Tim. I spent about a half a day with him the other day, and the stuff that they've got to get into with some of that pipes underground that you don't want to mess with, they have to mess with. So I appreciate his crew. I appreciate the street department. They're out there with Steve and them. He's got them boys humping. They are working their tail off for you guys to make sure this town's what it should be. It's been a long time coming, and they've really been. And it's, Chief, police chief.
Yes.
You know, I told you, because me and you've had a lot of conversations. I said, make that your own. You know, make that yours. Don't be stuck in other people's shadows. And you've done that. You've added more police officers. You're really getting out there. You're handling business. So hats off to you. You're really doing a good job. Keep making people feel safe in this town. It's a thankful job, but it happens. I mean, I've been there for a long time. You know, the water department, the tree department, all these things, it's amazing to watch these people all come together and work for one thing. And when I say that, I haven't seen, I've been here for 17 years, and most of you guys have been here a long time and have been around. I've never seen, I've seen individuals on the board that work hard. I've never seen the whole board work for the town. And I really hate to say that, but I've seen individuals that work for the town in there, that you couldn't get the whole board to understand and work on one achievement. And I just think it's good to see that. These guys do need a hand for what they do, because it's a tough world, what they live in. They give me a lot of crap. But I mean, other than that, it's good. So hats off to them. They really do. They work hard, and they all work on the same page. They're always bouncing stuff off each other. They go out and they do their things. And it's really hard to do anything without what they're doing. We're working hard on getting more things for the town with T-Mobile. We got this agreement coming up, you're gonna see cameras going up throughout town to be able to see what's going on in bad areas. So all those illegal dumpers, we're gonna find you and we're gonna make you quit. It's just, there's so many opportunities coming to this town. It's just, it's unbelievable, the roads that we're going down now. It's really, it's just amazing to see, and it's great to see. Yesterday, one thing, yesterday was, you might have saw the flags at half-staff, the US flags at half-staff. That was for the fallen firefighters memorial. They only do it for a day, it's kind of messed up, but it's good. But it was at half-staff and we put them up, but that's for all the fallen firefighters we lose every year. So we stuck to see that. And that's it. You can see this town's moving forward now. Thank y'all for letting me ride up there for a little bit and see where we go, but just thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Big Ben. All right. Oh, guess what? Ernie's not here, so I will. If y'all can see how fast these lights turn on when it's time to adjourn, I'd like to take a motion to adjourn. Alderman Cooper. So moved. Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. It's unanimous every time this meeting is